hello! No, it's not another silent stream. Hi, Capsuko! I was just waiting for the song to end because it felt awkward to just like jump in with like in the middle of the song. I was like, when do I turn on the screen? Hello! My nose is still stuffy. And sometimes you'll hear sniffles, but for the most part, I can talk and I can show up on camera. However, today we're not actually working on a new project, as you can see on the screen. We're actually doing an art style study. Woohoo! Partially because I'm not up to making something new, and then the other part is because I need some video content B-roll, so let's make some. I did an art style study a good while ago. Also, thank you for watching the video. Thank you. It was fun. It was not like the craziest convention that I've ever been to, for sure. You can tell by the end of the video, I kind of explain. I'm like, it's not the craziest, but Niagara Falls is always fun, albeit expensive. $9 for a coffee is crazy. But I don't know if I'll go back again. They're having their winter event. Actually, they were advertising their winter event. They emailed me and they were like, do you want to come for winter? And I was like, I don't think I do. For one day? I don't think so. But I don't know. I'll be doing some winter events. Right now, it looks like after these two events that are coming up, I kind of don't have anything for like fall. Isn't that interesting? Not really, not that many. I will definitely break down how I study. I'm actually right now looking for my previous art style study. I think I did it last year. No. This year? Did I do it this year? I might have done it this year. Did I do two? If I can't find it, it's definitely on my Instagram. So I'm like, I've definitely done a study before. Huh. I feel like it was 2025, but I don't know what I would have saved it under because it's not an original thing, right? Or maybe it was 2024. That feels like so long ago. It can't have been 2024. I do think I have something in fall, but for August is quite quiet. Thank God. Thank the art gods. Okay, I can't find it. I'm just gonna pull it up from Instagram. I don't know where it is. It exists. Sometimes that's what Instagram is good for. Not for other people to see it, but specifically me to find my own stuff. Okay. I actually studied even one of my friends. I kind of forgot about that, but yeah, I did study a friend of mine. All right. It was 2025 in June. All right. Let me show you. So, I did a previous art style study in 2025. None of these are my art style, mind you. My own art style is blurred over there. I'm not gonna go look for it right now because clearly it's lost somewhere. It's my old profile picture. So my art style from 2025. These are the artists that I studied. I studied Journey. This one is a friend of mine, actually. We've actually done a collab together. And I think I did it on stream, actually. So, yeah. I think her name is Yueko. Frostbite, really popular with authors, actually. Sumiko, I actually considered doing another study. And then we have Cyprinsk. I would say Cyprinsk SK. I don't actually know how to pronounce it, to be honest. It's the one that I like, has been pretty consistent. Has been a pretty consistent one that I look up to for a long time. But for each one of these artists, I had a different thing that I was interested in. For Journey, I really liked that she kept things really messy with her process. And that was just like, the finished look is messy. In fact, I have these two, I have them on my wall, actually, back here. You can't see it, but I showed it on stream one time. These three I mostly see online. And Cyprinsk, I think I've been following the longest. I don't think any of them are Canadian, but maybe. Today, though, we are actually going to be studying another set, and it's not just how they draw faces or how they like render things necessarily. I did look at Frostbite again really quick to see how they render things, but interestingly enough, I do think they all have like something in common, the artists that I picked. So first, I'm absolutely not going to show their art and not give them credit, okay? So I am going to pull up their art on the screen, like one piece of theirs or something, so I can break things down. Here are the artists that I'm going to be studying today. I saved their names. Don't worry, I saved it. Can you imagine if I was doing this live? Like, just like, oh, let me go through my Instagram and see who I follow. So people often ask me, who's your favorite artist, right? I don't have a favorite artist or a specific artist that I'm inspired by. It's just like a bunch all together. I take pieces. So the first one here we're gonna look at is Tasia MS. If you're really big into fantasy art and fantasy girl aesthetic, it makes sense that I would be into it, right? Like, it's similar aesthetic, but very different in subject matter. I tend to work on portraits, and so something that I'm noticing is with this artist is maybe I'm not well, actually not this artist. However, this is one of the artists that I want to look into. This is also kind of fantasy, and I really like how she renders. But one thing that I'm noticing with a lot of these artists is it's not just portraits. So maybe I want to focus on doing things that are not just portraiture. I'm gonna pull this one because I think it's the best example of rendering style. So for this one, sorry, I mixed up their names. There's two or three different artists that have like some similar qualities here. So for this artist here, it's like a really messy rendering style. I'm not going to like do this without giving them credit at all times because that feels weird of me. But I'm going to pull them all up with their credit so I can circle things and explain what I'm into here. And what things I don't want to like fully do a study of every single thing. Or like do it similar to how I did it here. I'm not interested in like, you know, trying to replicate it. That's not what I'm going for. What I'm trying to do is find exactly what I'm interested in, like what draws me to this artist, and then make a note. And then if there is something that I want to experiment with based on that artist, I'll do that. But first I'll show you the artist, okay? There's not like 20, don't worry. But for sure, this artist has a very like, you can see it, really rough style, which is kind of similar to how I used to render things. And then I got a little bit too clean. I think I got too precious with stuff because I had more time. So maybe this is like, the fact that I still like artists like this may be a thing that I want to focus on strong silhouettes and not so much on polishing the little details. Because clearly, and like anything that I point out that is unpolished, this is not an insult. This is actually a compliment. It's something that I don't notice. Like the hands are not like perfectly finished, as you can see. But it's like, it doesn't need to be. Something that I like. Okay, another artist that we're gonna pull up here. This one I actually considered studying last time, but because I was doing a lot of like portraits and things like that, I didn't really know how to study this artist, to be honest. I was like, there's something I like about this artist and I don't know what it is. And I'm gonna pull something from them. Also, hi Brady, how are you? There's so many artworks. This artist is really good at like narrative, if anything. There's actually two pieces. One that I actually wanted to buy. So that's probably should tell you that I like the artwork a lot. Of course it is. All right. I'm gonna group these two together. We have, what's their name? Valinxi next. a lot of these artists are very popular actually online, and for good reason. That's all right, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by. School comes first, obviously, because we're doing studies here. So I'm gonna pull up 2 artworks for this because it's a little bit too detailed for me to show you what it is that I'm interested in here. There was a really funny post that they made a while ago, but it still really stood out to me, so I kind of like want to show it anyway. It was more funny than anything. Give me a second, everyone. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's hard to find like one simple example. I feel like I'm going too far back and it's getting like to their old stuff, which is like maybe not representative style-wise. I mean, I do like their old stuff too, it's just complicated. Alright. I'm stressed. Which one to pick out? There's so many things to look at. They're all. This is why I didn't study this artist originally, because I was like, there's so many cool things, but I don't know what to pick out, man. Goodness. Okay, let's take another fan art because I feel like fan art is a little safer to study. I don't know why. Okay. There's like a repost in here. Okay, because I'm pulling these from Instagram, I have to like avoid taking things. Okay. Jenny definitely saw it. I think 1 or 2 other artists saw it. And like liked it maybe. None of them commented on it. So I think they saw it in passing. That's why I can't remember. That's what, I'm not saying like I cared, but it's more like I don't remember. Some of them, I do remember, like I don't remember who saw it. And then some other artists, they might not have seen it, to be honest. Yeah, I honestly did not do it with like the intent of them noticing it, so I didn't really care. You know what I mean? So there's no shade. If they don't notice it, I'm just kind of like, okay. It's fine, because I'm sure I get buried in, like, I think I tagged them 1 time and they're huge, so I'm like, I don't really mind. I do appreciate the people who did notice it and liked it, but like I get that my friend obviously saw it because like I probably sent it to her and was like, hey, I studied you, you know? So it's a very different interaction. But I think artists, we're just like in the same world anyway. We're going to run into each other. Actually, I have something on this topic. I'll get there. One of the artists on here, it's kind of funny. Actually, the next one on this list. All right, so this artist though, they have a really great grasp of light and shadow, and they also have something really similar to the previous artist that I'm noticing. So there's gonna be a trend. The more artists I pick, you're gonna notice that there's a trend in between them. So this artist doesn't really polish things, right? Not fully. They're kind of like broad strokes kind of person, which I would like to be. And if you zoom in on these artworks, it looks like this artist actually uses maybe underpainting or doesn't fully erase the bottom. Like they don't fully cover the canvas color. But they're also quite messy. See, like this stuff is not like fully polished and like the edges aren't. And it doesn't have to be. This is also, they like leave texture in there. Almost like it's like physical rendering rather than like fully polishing things, like right here is more messy. So we're getting the sense that, oh, maybe Azuki doesn't like polishing things because all the artists she likes. All right, the next artist that I was talking about. The next artist, I believe, is Canadian, I think. And if they're not Canadian, they're at least seen in Canadian circles. I think this artist and I might have vended at the same conventions. And I've seen their art on Pinterest. I found them through Pinterest, I think. Or I saw them in person and then I also saw them on Pinterest and then I didn't connect it until later. I was like, oh! So this artist, it's not that I mean, I do like their regular stuff, but it's actually their product design that I like. So, hey, let's go. It's, let me pull this up here. I'm gonna be studying at Myun_art. Actually, I think I'm aiming to sell physically in stores at some point. And I believe I've seen this artist, not like them, I didn't meet the artist. However, I've seen their stuff in a shop. So, I don't know if they're Canadian actually, but they do Canadian events. So we will eventually run into each other, I'm sure. And then I can give them a compliment. Okay, I'm trying to find one product image that I'm like, sick. Aha, this is kind of what probably I was into. Get out of here, reposting. And I think they actually have their process video somewhere, so we can actually study it for real. This is gonna be really blurry. And honestly, kind of okay with keeping it a little blurry because, again, credit to these artists. I really don't want to just pull up their stuff on screen and be like, hi, let's reproduce it. We're not doing that, all right? So this is a standee design that they have, and I really liked how they did it. Like, they incorporated the base into the design and they made everything so cohesive, and like their design thinking was so clever. This is also like based on Miku. Look, they like pushed it so far in their style and it looks so cool. Actually, I'm thinking of buying Miku standees. I keep looking and shopping. It's terrible. But they're so creative with how they do their standees. That really stood out to me. I noticed that they said no reposts, so like, please, everybody, let's just keep that in mind. Don't reproduce it, okay? Don't. That's why I'm like really clearly. Let me just, y'all, okay. This is why art style studies make me sweat a little bit, because I'm like, listen, I want to appreciate the artist, but I'm like, listen. I don't want to, what's the word? Infringe on their feelings. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh, there was somebody else. This is the artist actually that I was originally thinking of. They both start with T, and that's probably why I was like, what? This artist is a pretty popular artist and known for their like fantasy illustrations. Let me pull one up. Something that they do really well is like making things interactive. Like the characters are always doing something, or they're interacting with the environment in some way. Honestly, I'm just gonna pull this one. This one's so cute though. All of them are cute. This is very stressful. Okay. Hold on, there's a repost. As in like a lot of, because I'm on Instagram, they have this stupid repost like icon, and then a lot of my friends will repost things, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, we both like this artwork. Yeah, I know, but I don't want to screenshot your profile picture. Okay. This artist here. This is Toshio-san. So they actually have quite a polished style, which is different from everybody else. But they're incorporating their environments, and it is fantasy, but they're telling a story. They're always telling a story with their stuff. And so it may be a thing of like, maybe I'm interested in pushing backgrounds more if it frames the character. Most of the characters that you see me draw, they have no connection to the environment, actually. They're usually floating, they're doing something, they might be interacting with each other, but they're not necessarily incorporated with the environment because backgrounds scare the heck out of me. I'm so scared of backgrounds, I hate them. So this might be a tricky one for me to study because I'm like, dude, backgrounds might not be something I'm ready for. Okay, we have one more artist. See, I told you, there's not that many artists. This artist, I believe they work professionally in the game industry, I think. They might be a splash artist. Oh my god, my internet's not loading. This is crazy to me. Bored. What? How can I be streaming with no internet? That's crazy. Okay, maybe we just proceed and then I come back to it. What the heck is this? Huh? Okay. Anyway. Let me pull up my own thing on the... Okay, it opened. That's so dumb. As I'm trying to be like, let me just move on. It decides to load. This is so stupid. Anyway. I think I'm gonna pull this one. Clearly also a Zelda fan. There's a lot of Zelda fan work here. So, you know how I was just saying that I hate environments and backgrounds? This artist actually doesn't incorporate very clear backgrounds, but it still looks like interactive in a way, and maybe that's something that I would like to lean into. So I'm going to put these together. Ooh. So this one here, it's... How do you pronounce? Where am I? Jianquo? Dude, I don't know. Sometimes usernames are not actually pronounceable. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Everything, I think, not everything. Hold on. Some of the prints are not in the shop yet. But that's because I'm low-key waiting to... They're like for a specific event. That's why I was like, should I make them available? Because I don't even have that much stock yet. Okay, these are the artists that we're setting though. Maybe I should make some notes. Oh, check-in! Check-in! Hi, Chips, how are you? What's crack-a-lackin'? Have you done style studies, Chips? I'm surviving. I'm very hopeful. I'm optimistic that my nose will be more clear by my event on Friday. Our event on Friday. Did y'all know this? Did y'all know this? Is it Friday or what day is it actually going to be? Saturday? Dude, is it Friday? It's Friday, right? It's Friday, right? Okay, hold on. Did you know that Chips, the person in the chat right now, we are doing an event together. We're sharing a table. So we're both going to be at the same event. And you can see us together. Wow. Wow. And look. Okay, I actually have it back here. Yeah, buddy. Oh, I put it in the bag. Do you remember the sword that I designed during the Baldur's Gate 3 stream? I made a giant one. Look, it's huge. I can wield it. There it is. Massive. Okay. I'm gonna put it back now. Oh. Woe upon your enemies. Yeah, I made it for like the stamp rally thingy. Slay. I also, for fun, made my name and then I laminated it very badly. But you can't tell, right? From back here, it looks fine. Right? Shh, I'm not buying more laminate. I'm not buying more laminate. It's just gonna be like this, okay? Don't look at it up close. It's fine. Did you notice I just tossed it? It's like, anyway. Yeah, no one has to know. It's okay, Chips can see it. All right. Yes. Back to the study. So the thing that I like about Jiun, I honestly, listen, if I butcher anybody's name or insult any artist during this stream, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm just trying to study you. Okay. The thing that I like about this artist, they have like a lot of dynamic stuff going on and they have a lot of blur. So it's similar to the thing of, I don't want to render everything and I don't have to render everything. I don't have the polish if it just lends to the image, if it works. Clearly this part here doesn't have to be finished. And they also have a really strong understanding of light and shadow. You see, there's not that much going on over here. It's just like shapes that are very well understood. I'm gonna pull up another example because this is a stylistic thing. This is not just like a one-off like artwork. This is their style. I do think it's this artist is a splash artist. So this one is maybe not in the same line in the sense that there's a whole background, but then splash artworks, if you haven't noticed, I finish my artworks really fast. Maybe because I don't have time, but maybe because I'm impatient. I don't know, right? That's just the type of artist that I am. Splash artworks can take up to several months and they go through multiple people. So like, it's a little bit different. Whereas if I'm stuck on an artwork, I will reach out to an artist and ask for help. They're not getting paid to do that, right? It's not like a guaranteed thing that I'm gonna have an artist on call to help me out. Whereas they have like, you know, somebody back there to help them. So there's like an environment here. But the main focus is like this dynamic pose with effects going on. The style is quite different, but it's the same artist, so you know, they have that similar understanding. Also, they have a very dynamic pose thing going on here. So what have we noted? I'm going to make some notes. Let's make some notes. And I'm gonna make it so clear. One of these artists have clearly noted that they don't want their stuff like, you know, circulating the internet clearly. So I am going to just watermark it here and just like keep it very small, okay? Because the main point of their art is that I really like their, I do really like their art process, and I'm not going to pull up their art process on video because I don't know how I'm going to do that, first of all. But I do like how they design things and their products and things like that. I don't think we need to look at it up close. Yeah. I honestly didn't know that until I started talking about it, and then I was like opening the Instagram and I was like, oh shoot, you're right, my bad. However, these two artists, or this artist, is clearly like, it's a public product where it's like, okay, yeah, it's kind of a little bit different, I think. Me, I'm very lax. I'm just like, oh, it's on the internet already, whatever. Like, what are you gonna do? However, I am making a video, so this is kind of why I'm like, all right, listen. Listen. It's gonna, it will be maximized for that, but I'm gonna make a note. Anyway, let's see. So, for this artist here, I put my own art on Pinterest, actually, because at the time it made sense. And then there's this whole craziness. Also, if you post anything on ArtStation, they have like a repost to Pinterest thing. I searched my stuff and my stuff is out there apparently. So I'm like, okay, cool. But my own stuff, like linked to my shop. Like if it's on Pinterest, it's linked directly to my shop, so it's a little bit different. It's advertisement. And then I started watermarking everything that's on my shop. So if you go onto my online shop, you cannot just copy and paste the image and like zoom in. There's a watermark. Anyway, for the safety of these artists, I don't think they necessarily have watermarks, so I'm going to put it up there. Okay, so for this artist, we're thinking more shape language, silhouette. Maybe I'll do it in a different color. Let's do it this color. Okay. Silhouette. Ooh. More like overall shape language, I do think. Do you like my cursive? It's quite unpolished. Okay. Now for Myun, it's more like, I don't want to say the soft lines is what pulled me, but more very creative. What's the way I can call it? It's like, even though she has limitations, she's working within the limitations. So creative use of limitations, maybe. So let's say if she's making a sticker, or she's making a keychain or something, she's really creative on using it to her advantage. So if it's a standee, she uses the base. If it's like a keychain, she uses the fact that it's transparent. Like, she's smart about it. There's something also, yeah, I guess like really pushing like fan art IP. So it's like working with the limitations of the medium. Yeah. What's it called? It's like very transformative. Honestly, if somebody studied, you are free to study my own art if you wanted to study it. I don't know why you would, but if you wanted to, you could. You just have this blanket okay of like, yeah, go ahead. But I feel like I would also be so awkward and uncomfortable. Like, you could tell me and I'd be like, okay, cool. I will like give you the thumbs up, but I also don't want to hear what you have to say. Does that make sense? I've had somebody talk about my art, like clearly complimentary, like they were saying nice things, but just having someone dissect my art, I was like, I feel so seen. I'm uncomfortable. So I can understand sometimes maybe these artists might not want this. I will give them credit, though. You know, I have to give them credit because I'm talking about their art. Okay, so for Toshiya-san, it's the projecting sword. I think it's two things. Yeah, she puts a really strong spin on it. And then technically, in legality sense, oh, I hate talking about it, but I have to point it out. If you are making fan art, you will get a pass if it's so transformative you can't tell it's the character. So it's actually safer that way. So it's smart, just all around, very smart, very clever. This one for Toshiya-san, it's like modern mix. Or modern plus fantasy is probably the best way. It's like fantasy, but with modern setting. So as you can see, like the dentist, like a fantasy dentist taking care of like a dragon, right? It's like a modern situation, but it's fantasy. A lot of her stuff has this theme. It's kind of storytelling, right? Storytelling, and I think it's honestly just backgrounds. At this point, I'm just like, man, backgrounds. Character interaction and backgrounds. Like there's a lot more involved, and then it's kind of like, as a print, there's so much to look at. But this might be the most different in comparison to, like, these two is more similar to what I do. It's easier for me. Whereas these two, they have so much going on, and it's one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I need to study. I really need to work hard and get better, kind of thing. So Valinxi is an artist that I've been looking up to for a while. I believe they write their own comics, so it makes sense that they have this skill developed to do like character interaction. Yeah, honestly, when I was searching up these artists, I could see that Chips followed a few of them, and I was like, my mutuals know what's up. All right, this one, it was a light and shadow use that I really like. And yeah, all of these artworks are aesthetic. They are not mine. I need to be so clear. Light and shadow. I feel like it's also kind of character interaction. Like, just really good. They also do backgrounds, but they do it in a way where it's not like intimidatingly crazy to me. It's a lot more painterly. Or they do it where it's like, you know, another character is big in the background and it's like faded out. "140 people that I follow also follows Validity." So, clearly. Yeah, character relationships is a good way to, but like, yeah. They also do like, not really environments, but they clearly draw that background in there as well. Not in like a way that it's easy. Yeah, you can understand their dynamic, right? It's also like, yeah, it's storytelling, right? They're just really good stories. I'm trying to find like an example of a background with them. where it's like they don't really do too much that's crazy with the background. It's like faded out a lot of the time. Okay, alright. Okay, this one here. Also Valinxi, because I don't know how to explain this without another example here. Ah! Come here! Okay. Alright, everyone. My point is, clearly I'm having a struggle here, so I'm just gonna fade it and try and explain what I mean. Even in the background here, it's not like a crazy detailed thing, in the sense that it's like it's another thing, but it's faded out. It's not like it took them like 24 hours to do, kind of thing. Truly studying here. There is something else about Toshiya-san's artwork that I think is kind of similar. Also, when I was looking at it off stream and I was studying, just like observing, Valinxi also has this style of very painterly, kind of unfinished but is finished kind of style, where things are not super polished, but it looks like intentional, like it was done with marker almost, or like watercolor. Which part of the reason is like that I'm interested in it is not just because it looks appealing, it's also that must save a lot of time. So of course you have time to work on the background because the characters took significantly less time because you've carved out most of the image using light and shadow. It's effective. You don't have to polish so much. You have time to focus on everything else. Versus if I spend 10 hours on a character, a single character, I'm too tired to do a background at that point. I don't want to do anything more, you know? But like, slight background, I probably could lean into. Okay. My internet is so slow when I'm searching these things up. I think trying to load images is just stressful for this thing. Alright, here's another example for Toshiya-san, because I think it's kind of unfair to have only one. Why do all of my friends need to... their icons show up because the repost function? Okay. Clearly my friends also have the same inspirations. We're all boring. We're all looking at the same stuff. We all think the same. Okay. I'm gonna move some stuff so it's not like crazy. Or great minds think alike. Yeah, I'm immediately going for, we're boring. No, we all, of course, artists who like my art would also like the artists that I like. That's how it works. Isn't it? All right, here we go. So this is another example it's like very much storytelling, right? But there are some parts here where I'm like, yeah, definitely. Like here, rendering doesn't need to be done as much. Like back here even, it's so simplified. There's no like shading or anything. It's just like shapes, almost. Just like a straight up, just one brushstroke kind of vibe, almost. Even the background here is not like fully polished. Doesn't that make doing backgrounds a lot less daunting than thinking, oh my god, I gotta polish everything? And this is like probably a pattern. Relatively easy to do. I am curious about... See, this is another thing with the art style study. It's not only, oh, I like this artist and their style. How do they do that? Because I'm terrified looking at it going like, oh my god, how do they do that? There's so much work to be done, right? Then it's like, okay, but how? Then maybe we should be thinking about how. Let's learn, right? Clearly, I was talking about this artist. I did watch their time lapse. They did have a time lapse. They actually have a... Okay, I'm gonna do another notes pass. So this is a notes on what I like, right? Wait, I have to make notes of this one. And then I'll make notes on how their process looks. And if I can find photos of their process, we're gonna take them and then we're gonna learn those processes, okay? Does this seem really boring? I don't know. I don't know, studying is kind of like that sometimes. Sometimes you gotta slow down. All right. Will there be any drawing today? That's a good question. I don't know. Actually, I don't know how to study. What's the best way to study? Sometimes you just gotta look and do, not instead of do. All right, so anyway. I really like the blur effects, you know? Blur and lack of polish. Could I say that? Really strong light and shadow use. It's the same as this one, actually. These two have this in common. Maybe shadow shapes? Because they're usually... I feel like they're using the lasso tool. Am I crazy? Because when you use a lasso tool... Okay, that's a lie. And you do one of these, let's say. Lasso and airbrush. I'm gonna... Maybe. That's kind of... Sometimes I use it. That's why I'm like, I feel like I've seen this. So let's say it's a shape like this. Roughly, right? Actually, this is a terrible example because I don't know how to do this now. All right. Let's say I'm using lasso, right? This kind of like vibe. Rather than having to do like a whole thing, an alternative way of doing this would be drawing this shape manually. And then manually going through and going like this and then like carving it out in this way. You see what I'm saying? I think what they did was they figured out the base shape with lasso, or they maybe painted it. But the shadows inside, they did it with lasso, like a mask, and then they erased to soften things up. Which I have done before, and I just don't know how to explain it without a good example. I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Okay, we'll study it. Well, I'm gonna try and find their process somewhere, and if we can find it, that would be sick. If I can't find it, we're lost. It's hopeless. Okay, What else did I like? Dynamic posing, right? And then I guess for them, they use like SFX, special effects, instead of background. So for framing the character, they're like using SFX. Actually for Astarion, I did start using this kind of technique a little bit, and it was with the help of a friend that I was like, oh, we need if I don't want to do a background, we probably have to do something to lead the eye. So it's composition, actually. And I'm going to quickly do a pass highlighting things that I like. Where did I put these notes in the first place? All right. In green, I'm going to highlight things, and then I'm going to go and look for their process and figure out what the heck we're doing, all right? So here I was saying that I really like their silhouette, the shape language, and it's unpolished, right? I feel like rather than like really polishing every individual thing, it's like they focused on like carving things out. So it's like really clear. And having a strong understanding of things. We're gonna have to develop it then. Like this pose is really distinct and it sticks out. Rather than like polish this, it's like one shade almost. So it's like clearly in there. Like, yeah, there's like some mess going on, but majority of it is like one shape. It's really easy to read. And then overall, you can see that like, this is like wide shape. Rather than like going through polishing every single thing. Like even this is like quite distinct. I'm sure this is referencing the actual Wicked outfit. But Wicked, man. But even the hair has this thing going on where it's like very clearly like defined. The focus isn't so much on like polishy. That's what I'm thinking about. This one I don't even know how to like explain. This one, so I'm just gonna move on. I'm like, yeah, creative use of yeah. They have a really good silhouette though. They do like push it. Like this could have been like flat, but they pushed it. Yeah. They do have really nice line work as well. So there's that. I have been looking into getting a gradient line brush actually, so I think it's more, aside from their product design, it's watching their process that kind of made me go, oh, I like how they do things. It's not necessarily just the art. All right, this one, it's character interactions, right? And the backgrounds. But let's say, like, okay, rude. Let me go like this. This is like simple. Less polish. Same here. How about this one? I think it's quite similar. Like over here, they've made it look more 3D by putting this element here, compositionally, but then also over here it's like simplified. See, they framed it. So let's say composition, I guess. And then where do I write this? Okay. Hey! At some point, my mic turned off, so that's cool. But I am really trying to study over here. What I was saying, I don't know what it turned off, but basically what I was saying is there is a higher contrast up here than it is back here. It gets less polished back here. And then, yeah, I don't think there's ever a point where I'm just like quiet as I'm studying here. So if it turns off, yeah, it's chances are that was an accident. No. Especially here, I'm not drawing, so I'm only explaining what I'm thinking. That's why I have a speech bubble, actually. If anybody's watching, you see the speech bubble moving, and also my mouth moving, especially. That means the mic has muted by accident, probably when I copy and paste or something. But anyway, so there's a really strong contrast over here. And then there's less polish back here, it's less important. So then there is less contrast in color. That's what I was doing over here. I think that's when the mic muted, probably. I probably pressed Alt or something. So up here, these colors are really strong in difference, and then these aren't really. That's what I was saying. And then I was studying just like the framing. I guess like this part here is actually quite dark. Like this part is quite dark, and then right next to it is like the lightest point in the whole artwork, I think. Aside from like, I guess this white, but like here versus like, I don't know, here. It's quite dark. And so then you know where to look compositionally. You're like, oh, this part has the highest contrast. Something's important over here, like kind of thing. And then you look upward, kind of vibe. He's smart, basically, is what I'm saying. All right. Let me study this one real quick. This also has this vibe of like, this here is clearly the point of impact, focal point. And then over here is quite light as well, next to this really strong shadow. So maybe that's kind of the thing that's pulling me and making me think, oh, this is like really strong light and shadow understanding. Because it's like, even, it's not that it's logical. I don't think this is actually correct. And this is not shade to the artist. I don't think any artist is doing it correct. I think we're doing it for storytelling purposes. We like fake it. Like, where's the light source for this thing? I don't know. That doesn't really matter. Like, if this is really bright, I don't know if where the light source is for this. It's just confusing when you think about it that way. But storytelling-wise, this is a focal point, and then this is a focal point. I'm trying to think, like, there's this, like, very clear, like, this is the focus. And then this is also leading to, like, push you up this way, too. Like, this leg is aligned with it. So, composition? And, I don't know, light storytelling? I don't know how to explain that. All right, and then we come over to Junko. They also have this. All of them have this. I'm beginning to realize. When it comes to an art piece that I really like, it's this light and shadow element that's going. Actually, I don't think I can use green. Okay, let's use like teal or something. Maybe not. Yeah, blue. Okay. So here is the light source, right? Like the brightest point. And then down here, the contrast drops. Like, not only does this part get lighter to frame the character, but this also gets darker. So now they're starting to like match in contrast. Except for this. This is almost like aligning. So it like has this thing that drags you up here. So like composition? No, focal point? Strong focal point? Strong, yeah. Yeah. So they're working with blur, but then it's like two things together that work really well. It's the fact that they're working with blur, but they're also aligning it with the light and shadow to make it really push your eye this way. Like, oh, there's nothing to look at over here. Don't look at it this way. Look this way. Everything in this artwork is saying, go look over here, kind of thing. Which is probably, it makes it easier on the eyes, I think. So maybe that's the thing that I like. Yeah. This one is not the same style, and I don't think this is necessarily the same type of thing that I would be into. I don't remember why I pulled this in. I think it was the background. Like here, the character is actually darker than the background is. Usually, I feel like the background is the darker element to frame the character. I think that's what I do, at least. There's also like this dynamic thing going on. And then the background actually frames the character, so. Sometimes when I do these studies, it's like, I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. But actually I'm like, I think that's what's happening? That's what I think But from what I'm understanding, right? That's what I'm gonna start to pull into my own stuff. Like, okay, if I understand that I like the blur over here and I like the focal point over here, then this is a technique that maybe I can steal. See, I'm not trying to, when I do art style studies, I'm not trying to steal anything that's really notable, which is probably why when somebody asks like, oh, who's your favorite artist? I'll be like, I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to steal their techniques, but not necessarily their style. Not exactly, at least. I might steal small things, but you know how they say that it's like, you know, good artists steal and bad artists copy? That saying? Alright. Time to look for their art processes. Da-da-da-da. Load. Load! Okay. Let's see. Can we find it? Some artists don't share their process, so I'm kind of like, how? I'm gonna do this. Alright. I'm gonna do this in blue. So, for this artist, they do messy sketches. So they sketch messy. They don't clean it up at all. And then they immediately jump to painting. Which is probably why everything is messy, because if you do it that way, you have to match the mess in that sense. Otherwise, you're going to spend more time cleaning than anything. It does look like they use strong, like, photo references. So then even while they're painting, there's like very clear definition and understanding, even if it's stylized. So they can go far with their painting, but how to explain? It doesn't veer off into being so inaccurate it's not pleasing to look at, basically. That kind of vibe. I suppose then, yeah, if you were to go from messy to painting immediately, shape language probably is more important. Ah, I found their art process. Let's go. All right. They do use lasso and for color. I don't think they always do this, but let's say they use lasso and merge. So kind of similar to what I sometimes do. And then they paint details. Probably wherever they focus on painting details, it's like here, right? The face, these elements here. All right. So. Got like some weird notification. My bad. Hold on. Okay then. Anyway. So they end up doing a messy sketch. They go to painting. They use photo references. They lasso and then merge, then flats. I will do some kind of artwork afterwards to like explain or try some techniques. Then we'll study them, but this appears to be the technique here. I'm going to skip this artist. Now for Shio-san. I am very curious about how this artist works because I don't know if they even share it somewhere. Some of these artists really do not share their process anywhere. Aren't you all blessed? You get to see my process. Not really. I don't think I can find their process anywhere. Like, I have no idea. It may be like a Patreon thing where they only share it on Patreon. Because they sell tutorials and things like that. So, I got no idea. But from what I do see, I do think it's like, straight from like rough sketch to painting. Also lasso. So we're working with big shapes. Cool, we're gonna quick! That was the quickest study ever! Alright. We're jumping over to this artist over here. I also don't know there's like any kind of process anything anywhere. Y'all. There's actually a process for this artwork right here, and it's probably what I saw. It low-key looks like they merge everything. For this one, at least. And they're working with, like, big brush strokes. So... merge. Big brush. Oh, big textured brush, I should say. You go on that side quest. Yeah, that's so interesting. They do the shadow like all in one go. In a big brush. Like right over here. Or I think here actually, maybe. They applied it with one big brush and then they polished afterwards. It kind of makes sense. I think they could also do it here. They could like just do this, maybe shave this off, or just add this highlight afterwards. And I'm pretty sure this artist shares their process. They do. I'm obviously not going to show their process in my own video because that seems weird. That seems like a weird thing to do. Okay, so they do it very different from everybody else. They're doing flats, like super clean flats. They do a lighting pass, which kind of gives me the sense that they're doing lasso lighting. They add glow on top, actually. Okay. Blur is added afterwards. So there's some definition of lighting already, and then they blur it. And then rather than polish it, they blur it. They do effects and then they blur. So then the effects are also blurred. Interesting. Interesting. All right. I have made my notes. Go over here. Do some study. This is the part where I'm like, what do I do? How do I study this? Okay. How does one study this at all, actually? Because it's not like I'm gonna draw a whole thing to study this, you know? Okay, well... Let me think. All right. To be fair, today is going to be a shorter stream because I don't know how far I can go, you know? Like, what am I supposed to do? Let me do like a test, I don't know, sketch of a person real quick. I don't know what type of sketch. Let's just do a random sketchy sketch. This is clearly like mimicking that, not on purpose. What happens when I have to sketch from like just memory, just random nonsense? I guess this is what's happening. Is it becoming a mermaid? Should we make it a mermaid? It always is a mermaid. Why? I don't know. Because it's the easiest. Okay, you can be a mermaid. I don't know why, but you be one. Actually, I really don't like. I don't really want to do mermaid. Indecisive. What do I want to draw? I don't want to draw anything, actually. I was just planning to study people, and I don't know what to do for myself. Looking next to like these master artists. Come on. All right. All right. All right, everyone. All I know is pointy ears is the way to go. Has to be relatively dynamic because I think the characters that I was looking at have really strong shapes and dynamic poses. So should we pull up a reference? Does anybody have a good idea for a pose? Lord. I'm not intending to do anything with this. That's why I'm kind of like lackluster. Drawing something quick. But then that always ends up happening. Oh, something always ends up happening. So I'm drawing like a rogue kind of character because I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate. Is that a surprise? No, it's not. No, it's not. It's never a surprise. Yesterday was my day off and I was sick, so what else am I gonna do? I don't really like this angle, but... Okay, my story here is this character stole something. and is running. Torso's too short. I don't think that's physically possible. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna Google a reference. Would it be better if we had a different angle for this? Probably. You can't just study on like nothing. You have to like have something to study on. Crazy. Okay, so one of the artists use photo references. That's why I'm like, I should probably find a photo reference. However, this is like a really weird thing to search up for some reason. Like you would think you could find a pose reference of somebody running at an angle, but apparently not. Nobody looks dynamic running like head on. You know? Like it just never looks dynamic. And then you'll look at a game, or not game, an anime like Devilman Crybaby, for example. And like it's like an insane exaggeration. All right. You get irritated at your own drawing. No, just me? Okay. Well. If you're running, the arm in front is opposite the arm, I mean the leg, right? Right. So this arm has to be behind because this arm is in I mean, this leg is in front. Oh my god. I can, oh my god. I'm deteriorating. I was originally gonna just go with a straight up like standing pose, and then I don't know what's wrong with me. I decided, let me pick a crazy pose to study with. What the heck is this? This is not an anatomy study. This is a style study, but here I am. Anyway. It's not even ambition. It's just like, oh no, I need to... In order to figure this out, I gotta do it correctly. Somebody, oh my god, found a reference, I think. An old Pinterest, I think. Kind of, not really. Okay, so this kind of... Is it possible to turn your body this way? This arm is not correct. Is she skating? What's going on? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I just want a straightforward reference because this is like ridiculous. I don't want to be doing all this for a study. But here I am doing all this for a study. You know what? Absolutely not. I'm not doing all of this. We're gonna... I gotta do something that is a lot simpler because I'm not about to do a whole stream. Struggling on a pose right now. It's not gonna happen. I know we all want to see a success story here. Is there something about these poses that have like a really dynamic angle? Not usually. I feel like this artist does, but for the most part, there aren't these extreme angles. Unless it's like compositionally. I mean, Linksy kind of does it. Low-key wish I had an artwork of mine that I could test this on. Oh. This is a pose I've done many times. For concept art purposes. Ooh, skinny leg. Not as dynamic of a pose, but something I can work with for now. All right. I'm going for like this one and this one kind of combined. I don't know really if I could do a whole background situation right now. I'm definitely not up for it. These are the things that I'm looking into for like my next art pieces I could do. Definitely not right now. I can test it if I can push it, but right now my art pieces that are coming up that are mostly finished are most similar probably to these two, or like 1, 2, and 3, I guess these ones. Let me see. So I'm thinking strong silhouette, right? I'm doing armor real quick. And I'm going straight from messy sketch to painting, so I'm going messy. I'm just gonna figure it out afterwards. I have done this process before. Her foot's cut off. How do we make this a cool silhouette here? You know what would have been really good? It's probably a Gajinka style. Piece of cake. Let's go. I also have a brownie here. I'm doing like a real quick test. I was gonna do a different pose, and then I was like, this is gonna take forever. I can't. This is supposed to be a quick stream. I can't. I can't do this. So, we're gonna do like a super crazy sketch. And then I'm gonna see what it turns into. We're gonna paint over it real rough. But we're gonna try and maximize silhouette and also light and shadow understanding, hopefully. It might not work the greatest, but these are mostly notes of things that I can keep in mind for later because how am I supposed to incorporate it right now? What, without having some kind of basis? Alright, we're gonna put this over here for now. Alright, both of them did have a similar process, like, okay, not this one, these two. That's my setup for Friday. Both of these artists here had the similar thing of, this artist jumped into messy painting immediately in some of the processes. And other processes, they actually did, lasso tool to figure out the colors, and then they merged afterwards. So hard to say. Oh my god. I didn't want to save it as a file, and that's why I have it. You could clean it, or lasso the color. Let's try it that way then. What colors are we going with? I know this is gonna kind of look like my PNG tuber. This is not the intent. It was just because I made her aesthetic kind of floral. Like, this is like, she has a scar on her face and she's all like intense, but actually like her look is quite floral. There's gotta be a tool for this. There is a tool for this actually. I haven't downloaded it. Wouldn't it be smarter for me to like fill in the skin first? Probably. I don't want to give her a natural skin tone. You can be a little weirdo. Okay, I'm going back to double check what the heck I'm doing. I am like completely like not doing it the way this artist is doing it because they did really clean figures. I don't have time for that today, so we're doing it more close to this. But I am using lasso to like figure out generically, kind of. All right. This step I don't think they actually did. But sure. I also didn't fill this part in. I kind of used to paint this way. Not really. So these are all the details, right? So I'm not completely lost. I'm gonna keep some of them because otherwise I'm gonna be really, really lost. I don't remember what I did. I'm painting a little bit more painterly. I can hydrate. Doing some random color splotches. Hi, Apple. How are you? Ooh. Anybody have anything against green skin? You want green skin? You play characters with green skin? I'm doing alright. I'm still recovering from my cold, but I'm here. It's gonna be kind of a chill one. Honestly, I needed more B-roll than anything. But I still wanted to show you kind of my process of studying. Alright, well that's crazy. That's too much. Pick a color that makes sense. Actually, picking some green because her skin is green. Blushy, blushy, blushy. Blushy, blushy, blushy. Blushy, blushy. The vibe for this, I was going for like hard and soft combined together. This is a little bit taken from Toshiya-san. A little bit. Where there's like a lot of like girly aesthetic, soft girly aesthetic. So I was like, let me do a hardcore thing plus soft. And then I'll incorporate maybe some big brushies. Alright. This is the part where it's just merged together, and I'm going to use some brushes. More rough brush strokes. I can find a brush that works for this. honestly, it feels a little bit more like I've abandoned my study, but do my best. I think this is something that old me would have done. Just straight up not render this eye. Because you can't see it. Anyway, no point. Oh, that's way too intense. Anything, this is kind of like pushing my how imperfect are you okay with kind of skill, because lately I've been polishing a little bit too much, so maybe this is a good test. Also, I have very limited time because, as you can hear, my voice it does not like this. So I'm gonna go as fast as I can, as much as I can. Just a study. Lasso it. So far. Hi, Array. How are you? I feel like with metal, maybe we should use more lasso. Okay, never mind. I am... I still definitely have my cold. It's like, honestly, it's very up and down. One day it's better, the next day it's worse. So, can't really say I'm all the way better. To be fair, when I was off mic, I also it didn't sound like I was dying, but I was. I felt like it. It's not very much. I went to the doctor. They checked my, not for this, but like I just happened to go to the doctor at the same time, and I just happened to already have a cold, and I told them, and they were like, "It's not in your lungs." So I was like, "Okay, cool, sick." Hiya, how are you? And I appreciate your hello. Hi. Today is actually going to be quite short stream because this is just an art study. I'm not trying to kill myself because I have a cold. Let's not push it too hard. Thank you. I really was like green and red. Let's go. Christmas colors? Why not? Yeah, we're gonna see how far I can push it. In a limited amount of time. Low-key art study / speed paint? That's what's happening. Christmas, yeah. Christmas spirit. I mean, I think they're releasing Christmas drinks now. Or no, fall drinks. I'm so off, sorry. August is the time they start releasing fall drinks. Nightcore. You like nightcore music. This is what it was. This is what it is. We're going real fast. Real fast. How do you explain nightcore? Somebody explain it. I can't explain it and draw at the same time. The youth, they don't know. That's what I have to assume. And then you put an anime girl on the cover. Yeah, honestly, yeah, that's true. Yeah. It always is an anime girl. And some of them are kind of iconic, actually. I saw another artist recently do fan art of one of them and was like, the legend. So, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I knew exactly which artwork this was. I don't know where I saw it. Probably a Nightcore cover, honestly. All of us. We're all the same. But I was saying while I was studying these artists, we all like the same artists. We're all the same. Okay, well, no reason to be rude about it. Everybody has different tastes, you know? I feel like it's like a gateway to like Vocaloid. People find Nightcore first and then they find Vocaloid because, I don't know, it's similar vibe. Right? It totally is. People used to make fun of Hatsune, well, like if I listened to Hatsune Miku and then introduced it, they'd look at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, that's right, exactly. I think I'm gonna make this more frilly. This part here, this shape is a bit too big, I think. It has to be the, have you heard of the concept? Small, medium, and large. It's like, there needs to be a balance between those size shapes. And right now, this is like a huge shape. This is a, well, this is a huge shape, but like broken up into different shapes. So I'm kind of like, how do I figure it out? The sneeze. Oh! Or not. Just lying to me, my body? Okay. Oh. Especially because I'm sick, the sneezes are really, really strong, so. What can you do? Definitely have to mute. Can't sneeze on camera. Alright, there is something lacking over here. I'm gonna figure it out. Clearly can't figure it out right now. I can stretch. Alright. This hand, I had a reference for it. I didn't save the reference. I think I might have it somewhere, but I'm just gonna, not that important. For somebody who's like clearly wielding a crazy freaking sword, she is not buff enough to be holding the sword right now. Need some muscles. Okay, I have the reference, but it's a real person, so I'm just gonna not. Or layered. Strong, right? This part should have lower contrast. That's what I'm studying here. Usually when I reference hands, I feel like I use my own. But then that can be kind of dangerous because then all my characters have the same hand. But clearly in the reference that we had for this art style, they didn't really focus on the hands that much. So I'm just gonna like vaguely try and get it right. I did see somebody post about this saying like maybe anatomy is not the thing that you need to be working on actually. Maybe like overall vibe and other fundamentals are something that you should work on first. It's not like perfect anatomy is going to be the thing that saves you. Do I have a sketchbook? I don't actually, well, no, listen, I do have a sketchbook. A friend gave it to me because we wanted to draw together in person. And then I used to bring it with me to work, and now I don't really draw in my spare time because it's my job. So I don't have a use for a sketchbook anymore. I think it's good for artists to have like their own personal work that they don't have on like stream, for example. However, I don't have time to draw off stream most of the time, so everything you see me do is that's what I've got. Maybe in the future I'll have a sketchbook again. How do I render this? Yeah, my partner reminded me recently. He was like, I don't know if you noticed, but you actually like work a lot, essentially. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm doing a lot of things a lot of the time. Actually, a really busy person, but I try and do everything, and then I can't do things perfectly, so I have to give myself a lot of grace. It's very easy to compare yourself to other artists if you're on the internet. But I can't do that. I can't be like, oh, my YouTube video wasn't edited the way that I wanted it to be edited, but also I have to make a post tomorrow, and I also have to apply to this thing, and I have to blah, 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 blah. There's like a million things. It's like, obviously it's not going to be perfect. How can it be perfect? There's too many things. I actually don't broadcast that much, aside from like my art job, you know? Privacy is very important too. There are some vloggers out there that can do more, that like vlog everything. Their like family life, or you know, what they do, like they real life vlogging or whatever. That's not for me. I mean, different people like different things, and are comfortable with that. But you know, I'm never knocking what people do, really. At least I won't do it on stream. You won't know. Like, some artists are comfortable with that. I'm sure some artists also don't understand me streaming, so. Yeah, now that's a safety concern, but you know. Hi, Cheesecake. I love cheesecake. How are you? Love cheesecake, but I shouldn't be eating cheesecake, you know? You feel me? Everyone loves cheesecake. I don't know. Some people who are lactose intolerant might have a hate-love relationship with cheesecake, I feel. I'm not really sure what to do with this. Ooh, the like mixed chocolate cheesecakes? No, this is just super good. I also, marble? Maybe marble? I have a brownie saved up for after this stream. Why I'm like, let's finish this study. I want to eat my brownie. Quick. How long has this taken? An hour? God, we gotta speed it up. Lord. Oh, maybe she should have eyebrows. Nope. This is... I think you definitely can stream using the iPad. I've seen artists do it, but it's such a hassle. So this is definitely PC. I think I've streamed using my iPad one time, and I flipped the camera by accident once, and it freaked me out, and I was like, nope, that's it, that's enough. Never again. I think this would be cute with like some golden element. Of leaving this up to the imagination because it's the shoes and I don't think anybody cares. And if you care, sorry, I don't. So Like, let's zoom out. I don't think anybody's caring about that right. Krita terrifies me, to be honest. I have Krita, and I only use it for like, like what's it called? Conversion? File conversion. As a file converter, essentially. There is something missing right here. Of course, Chips, I appreciate you. I will see you on Friday. Bye-bye. Now what happened here? Using. Change the layer mode? What happened? Okay, weird. Don't know what's going on there, but sure, works out, I guess. This song isn't from Smash, but you're right. Every time I hear it, I do think of Smash. This is non-copyright, so they don't have any copy. But there is like another song from another group that I use, and it low-key sounds like Ghibli. So I think it's inspired for sure. This one does really. There is like some melody in it. I hear what you're hearing. I see what you're seeing. I don't know if what update is coming for Clip Studio, but I'm pretty okay with it as is. So long as it's usable, I guess I'm good. I think. I hope. Minecraft? I haven't played Minecraft, actually. It's not the game for me. Because I'm too... focused on... I need the game to be pretty. This... Honestly, it's a character I came up with like 5 minutes ago. I'm just kidding. It's not an hour ago. Not really any thinking behind it because I just needed something to do this art style study on. So she's alive now. Boom. Came out of nowhere. The armor also probably makes 0 sense, but we're going with it, because... This one, I feel like I'm mostly studying... Like, I'm taking elements from everybody, but I can't possibly do the ones that have, like... what's it called? Like, backgrounds in it, because I'm like, dude, I don't have time to do that whole thing. That would take me forever, and I have no idea how to even start with that. But it's something that I'm conscious of. Something I like. So I would say this artist is mostly, if we're looking at, okay, not that. We're looking at the artist that I'm referencing here. I'm looking at this one here, like Tasya. I am referencing this one a little bit, but not really, because it's kind of, how am I supposed to do that? So more like this one and this one in technique. I did reference this in the sense of like adding cute motif a little bit. That's kind of all I got. Did I shift her at some point? What happened to her face? Okay then. Confusing. I don't know what I did there. But sure. Sure. Created something to feel something. What if she didn't like us? I'm kind of going with the vibe of like she looks kind of intense and like tough and whatever, but then she has like a petal skirt. And she's probably tiny. I don't know what size she is, but like she gives me the size, like the vibe of like she's actually really small. But for reference, this is what we started with, this is where we're at. Oh, my back. My back. Give me a moment. Probably doing something like this is like, it feels kind of like you have to resize something. You can't just like go straight to it. Or like you have to realign something. Here I'm gonna use the lasso tool a little bit because I think it's actually a little bit easier. Something I really liked from all of the artists is that they've got this thing where they have really strong use of light and shadow. So yeah, that's pretty strong. I think I'll go with that. And then it also eliminates how much work I have to do because I don't have to go through and like render everything. Okay, well, her head isn't that big. There is a tool for this, and I think I'm gonna get it. It's the one where you can like just fill automatically rather than like manually pick to fill it. It's very annoying to have to do that. And here. kind of a mix. Because this is kind of messy, but also it's still using the lasso tool. I'm also doing the thing that picked up from the other artists as well, which is the things that are out of, like, behind, like this area here, or actually this area here, is less important. So I'm going to put less attention on it, and I'm also going to not put as much rendering into it. Sorry, two things. Not put as much rendering into it, therefore not putting attention on it, and then also less contrast. So I'm going to keep like this tone and this tone closer together rather than over here. This part is supposed to be more, like over here is more important. So here, eventually I'm going to add like a really strong contrast between light and dark. But right now, over here is kind of the same contrast. So like maybe I can, actually I can't, right? Because it's like together. So eventually I'll merge it. But right now I'm not merging it because I'm showing you what I'm doing. But it looks like the other artists, they do merge it. Yeah, we're learning together. I think these are things that you like might know and you've like figured it out once in one artwork, and then it's like another thing of like consciously doing it. Like you know to do it. I feel like I've done it before, but not realizing, oh, that's a thing that I should do. I just did it by accident. Instincts, I guess. Something like that. Alright. Ma'am, your ear? I guess we should polish that. How big should her ears be? Like, astronomical? Because I can? This is confusing. Yeah, exactly. If you like actually, let's verbalize it. You make it known as a concept rather than just like doing it. Okay, this sword don't make a lick of sense to me. Because I don't think it does make a lick of sense, actually. Not even a tiny lick. Does that make any sense? What is this analogy? It's not really an analogy of anything. Okay, anyway. Point is, yeah, it didn't make any sense. I think this part is supposed to extend. That part, it don't make sense. I keep drawing on the wrong layer, but does it matter? I don't think so. Alright, I hate tangents. I'll go on tangents, but I hate tangents in the sense of art tangents. Sometimes I'll see other artists do it, and it's like clear that they're like, nah, I'm confident in my shape language. I don't care. I don't need to worry about this tangent being there. And I'm like, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. I have to worry about it though, because it's like, it makes something really confusing. I still have to worry about these things. Master, I don't know the rules that I'm allowed to break. Kind of vibe. Implying shadow using light only. Oh. That's such a good concept. I need to like see it in order to understand it. but I think I probably understand it, you know? Like just putting a highlight there, then you're like, oh yeah, there's a shadow there. But at the same time, I'm like, do I understand it? Do I though? I think so. Probably. I don't know. What kind of nose does she have? See that? Look at that. She looks annoyed. Kind of like how I'm annoyed at my nose. If I sound annoyed during this stream today, it's probably because nose is not working at optimal capacity. Also, I did get actually annoyed at working on the original pose. I was like, where am I going? I don't know where. It's not coming to me. I want it to come to me immediately. What do you mean I'm stuck? I don't have time to be stuck. Let's move. It's fine. It's fine, everyone. We got this. Whatever the heck this is. We got there. Somehow. Would it be cool if we had like a little ropey element here? Wait, no, we can make this so kawaii for literally no reason. Do y'all want it to be kawaii? You didn't speak fast enough, it's gonna be kawaii for no reason. Because I think it's hilarious. It's like kind of annoyed girly. And then she has like a bow on her sword and she's like, oh, ew. Okay, hold on. I think the bow is in the wrong place, so. Actually, you know what? Let's not make it a bow, but like, I'll just give it a ribbon. Because I can't figure out where to do it. I'm reading the chat and seeing if I understand. Like the mid-tone and light would create a shadow. What if we make this the bow? Aw, but then we lose the little silhouette-y thingy here. Oh my god. I am hoping I understand. But I don't know if I do. See, sometimes verbalizing, it doesn't work because maybe I only understand in, see, when I was explaining the art style study, like breaking things down, the amount of times I would have to pause to think of the right word was insane because like I can't figure it out in words, but I understand it visually. I have this problem with clients all the time, by the way, where I'm like, I know, I'm sorry, I need a reference. I can't understand what you're telling me. You either need a reference or you need to take the image, circle what you're talking about because I don't understand. And then I get it perfect as soon as they circle it on the artwork. They're like, oh yeah, I need you to fix this. And then I go, oh. I'm not the biggest fan of Halson, but I've done no pinups. There will be no pinups. I don't know if that's a serious inquiry, but I look at these characters very wholesome. Even Astarion is very wholesome in his own way. Wholesome, I guess. I mean, you know. Wholesome's an okay guy. I almost never play with him though. I don't know. Solidify it in the dome, yeah. I think it's good to take notes. I don't think I usually take notes, which is why sometimes I gotta do art style studies on video like this. Yeah. Thank you! I also like my Lae'zel. I think she ended up the most kawaii of the bunch. I mean, Gale looks like Gale, Will looks like Will, and then Lae'zel is kind of kawaii-ified. And I'm like, you know what? It balances, because she looks kind of angry at the same time, so hopefully the Lae'zel fans will enjoy it anyway. I have been wondering if I'll do Minthara or Halsin, and I'm like, you know what? For now, I'll just do the main cast. They're on the cover, so it's fine. And since I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate, that is why the character that I ended up drawing ended up being... I was actually gonna go for a rogue character, but then I couldn't figure out how to draw that, so... So... we went with the whatever this kind of character is. Cloud meets Baldur's Gate. Yeah, low-key, I was thinking of Cloud. When I saw the pose, I thought, isn't that just Cloud? Ooh, Owlbear. You know, only this playthrough that I'm playing did I finally get Owlbear in my camp. But for sure, it's gonna have to be human characters because I did the same thing with Persona. I made a video recently, a clip actually, and I was saying, listen, I drew all the human characters. I'm not drawing the cat. Because it would take me... I did it for Avatar, but it was Momo, so I don't know. Because I would rather do Scratch, right? Because it's Scratch. I'm a dog lover. But then if I do Scratch, then it's like I gotta do everybody then. It won't be fair. Yeah. We'll see. If people vote with their money and they buy it, then yeah. If people just request it. Sorry, y'all. Because I have to put time into it. That kind of looks ugly. Straight up. Straight up, kind of looks ugly. It's fine, everyone, it's fine. Actually, more Astarion merch is coming because people have... One, because I want one, standee, but then also because people voted with their money. Yeah. Isn't it a hamster? Haha, I caught you slacking. And then I'd have to draw Jaheira too, see? I think I'm playing it right now, and I think I killed Jaheira by accident. Does she even die? I don't know. Maybe she didn't die. I have no idea. I've never played it this way. So. And if you don't have Jaheira, how do you get Minsk, right? No. Anyway, point is, we will see. I've been thinking of drawing more originals, actually. It's getting a bit much. I have too much fan art, and it's a little bit much. Getting a little crazy up in there. I have to keep it balanced. I would like it to be 50-50. I don't think it's 50-50, y'all. So, we gotta reel it back. It's like I've played that game 4 times. Obsessed with that game. It's a problem. Is it a problem though? It inspired this one, so it's fine. It's fine. Fine, everyone. Fine. Alright. Okay, where else are we? What else do we need here? I guess this thing slightly needs a light color. I'm the opposite. Yeah, I really can't draw environments. Some of the art styles that I studied today, they are very good at drawing like backgrounds and everything. I am not. So I'm like, okay. Make a note. I guess there's at some point I'm gonna have to do some background studies or something. Or at least learn how to do it. I don't know how. I'm gonna have to look into them and figure out how they did it. Let's see. I feel like you can do it with fan art. They'll know your style, but then it's more of a thing of like, they've never seen that you've done a commission before, then it's like, they don't know if you can do a commission. Perhaps. I don't remember what my portfolio looked like when I did mostly. In fact, I got commissioned with fan art a few times in the beginning. So then it was like, oh, I guess it didn't matter. Yeah, her sword is not straight. Like, at all. So, somebody out there is probably okay with this. I'm not. I am not. Yeah, this is something that I was talking about with the studies that I did. They're really good at balancing the background and the characters, and that's something that I would like to do, but backgrounds stress me out so much. Which is why I rarely do them. But you can see it over here in the artworks from 2026, they start to have more and more backgrounds. Even if they're like comic-y style, they're not a plain white background. There's always something going on. So that means I'm evolving, kind of. Okay, basically, this is useless. This has to move. And then this, I have to sneeze. This has to... Wicked? Wicked. Okay, but you notice how I'm doing this study, right? If I was to like post this, technically I wouldn't have to credit because I'm combining a bunch of different art styles together. And it's kind of not discernible, especially if you look at my old stuff. This is a technique that I have used, but it's more like, oh, I've been inspired by this artist to go back to a technique that I'm familiar with. Because I used to work like this. And it's faster, right? Way faster to work like this than whatever the heck I did in my previous streams. But will I continue working like this? Maybe not. And here's an example of lasso. Lasso would be useful. I'm not in love with that, you know? Okay, well, I'm not in love with that, but whatever. Moving on. This is a study. Alright. So that's what it was. I didn't save the sketch because I'm a crazy person who doesn't save their sketches, apparently. But I worked with the lasso. I did a rough sketch, really rough sketch. Did lasso to like figure out the shapes overall. And colors. Painted on top. Like majority, just like, you know, one layer, just going through it. Okay. I'm gonna duplicate this and merge because otherwise it won't make sense. Real quick, I'm going to lower this contrast here, right? I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna figure it out though. straight up take this color. Okay, well, all right. Nobody point out that the anatomy makes no sense. This is a study, we don't care. I'm saying it because I care and I need to not care, okay? You see anime artists do this all the time, by the way. They like fade this, like the leg further away. It doesn't really make sense logically, but it's like a thing for contrast. Okay, now we wanted to make it like the focus is here. This is what we're working on this study. That's what I pointed out in this. This. Okay. When I was explaining some of these artworks, they're really good at like this one in particular is probably the one that I'm most fascinated by. They polish less when it's further away from like the focal point, and then they have a really strong contrast at the focal point with the color here, and also definition. They define more here, and then there's also really strong like light over here, like basically white next to dark, so it leads your eye better. This one as well, they have something going on here, two things going on, where they have really strong contrast over here, but then they also have it so even though this is blurred, there's like a light and dark over here that's leading your eye. So we're gonna play with that contrast element here. This part here, I've like dulled it a little bit. I don't know if it's really helping, but sure. Maybe for this, I will also do like a slight background as well. Nothing crazy. Okay, well. Using them as an example. This is probably the closest in color scheme. This is also what I'm referencing in terms of rendering. Like, this is very messy. The strokes are much rough, rather. Yeah. You know it. It's the same thing as small, medium, large with the color scheme that I forget about all the time. I forget about it always. You've got the sense. We didn't really do that with the color palette. But like, let's pretend her hair was a different color. This red would be the accent color, you know? We definitely didn't think about color. Okay, well, I'm just trying to think of like green, purple. Maybe we should do more red, purple in the background. I don't know. Whatever. Thank you, I appreciate that. I don't really know what I'm doing. Can I be very real with y'all? No idea. That's what the beauty of an art study is. If I do this, the contrast is like hard to read here. But we want the contrast to be up here, right? We want more focus up here. So maybe I had an art teacher say that she hated, or not art teacher, somebody who reviewed my portfolio. She said she hated gradients. I was like, dang, sorry. So we're not going to use plain gradients because it doesn't match. To be fair. Like she's so rough, and then this is so polished, like clean, flat, that it looks unnatural. Like they don't match together. It's weird. I'm probably gonna do it real quick. What's going on? What do you mean? How does this come from that? This is the color I'm selecting. What do you mean? I don't understand. Clip Studio. What? Huh? Okay, whatever. Treating me like I'm an idiot over here. Whatever. For context, I didn't always use Clip Studio. Photoshop was my tool, so that's why I struggle. What? Am I crazy? What is that? What is that? If I use low opacity, I'm on the same layer, but it paints it over rather than paint on top of it. All right. Okay. Whatever. It's okay. Everyone, don't worry about it. Just having a breakdown. Hello, I'm glad you live. That's good. I, on the other hand, low-key dying. I have a cold, is what I mean. Unless this project wants to also take me out. I feel like I get more frustrated doing studies like this than just drawing, because then you're not pushing yourself really, so it doesn't hurt so bad. And then when you have to learn something, you're like, dang, I'm faced with the fact that I don't know everything. God. I hate it. What do you mean I'm not a genius? Am I live? I'm always live. If it says art stream, it's live. Man. Oh, oh, wow, it's like loading crazy. This is like, first of all, there's too much canvas going on. This is not really a dynamic pose, so it's not one that I would usually use this technique on, but we're gonna test it just to like learn. Wow, that's like really strong. Character's not really blending with the background. Yes. Well, today we're working on an art style study. Have I been up to? Been sick, so we've missed a few streams. kind of blendy. I don't really like this background situation, but you know, we're going with it. We're just go with it, okay? Wow. Okay. Whatever. This is the way that we have to be with this study. Otherwise, we'll get nowhere, okay? Okay. Now I'm gonna combine some elements from the other artists, which is the glow elements, and also I'm going to push the highlight a little bit so that we have this contrast thing going on. I don't think we can do this blur thing. Because, I don't know. Let's try it. When I do this, doesn't it look like, this artwork could have been fully rendered, actually? Doesn't it kind of look like if you squint your eyes, you're just like, yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at, but it could have been fully rendered. And then you like look at it closely and actually it's like fully not polished at all. That's hilarious. I mean, that means that the shape language worked, didn't it? All right. Okay, to be fair, I could polish it. In fact, I had an art mentor one time explain to me. They were like, I don't worry about you being able to render. I know you can render, but can you design well? Can you do all those other elements? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, this is not really the greatest example for this, but whatever. Whatever. Puts on her glasses. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I kind of forgot the glow factor. That'll be the thing. Oh, I should have probably done it before, huh? Okay, we're gonna do this first. Anyway. Duplicate this, merge this, do a real quick blur again. I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, obviously, if this was like a dynamic pose, the blur would look really cool. But I'm just testing the technique, you know, because like obviously I can't really do everything in one stream. That would be crazy loca. Yeah, no. Is there anything else that I would like to try? I don't think she's necessary. She's orc colored, but she doesn't have the orc teeth. I definitely considered making her actually an orc. I don't know. Let's say she's half orc. I could have like did some crazy element with this like this thing. I considered it. I really did consider it. Like this, have it like it don't make any sense, but does it matter? No. No. Yeah, maybe she had like a crazy dental practice thing where she had to remove them. This would be the most impractical sword, by the way. Why? I'm thinking her ear kind of points to her, right? So I'm kind of like, how do I make it like following her ear a little? That's a crazy weapon. No reason. But does it look cool though? Rule of cool. If she had a cool angle, like I'm just gonna show as an example, I can't draw it from this angle without a reference. I would have needed a reference. But let's say she was like this, like we were looking at her from below and she was doing something a little bit more energetic with her body, then maybe I would have done like something cooler. But for an hour and 48 minutes, psh, you know what? We'll take it. We'll just take it to the store and we'll bake it. I don't know what's going on. I recently made a video talking about like, oh, you know what? You just gotta survive the ugly phase, you know? This is it. This is the ugly phase, but we can't survive past it because this is an art stream and this is it. This is all we got. All right, everyone. This is. If you're not happy with it, see my lawyer. Don't have one. I don't know what they're gonna help you with. Okay, now is the thing with the if it's not just a style study and it's Azuki doing it. This is unavoidable. This is the thing that Azuki would do. So now incorporating it together, I guess. Colors before, after, some balance or something like that. I don't know. And now for the millionth time, I'm gonna apply this blur because I have to keep merging it with the background every time. Alright. Boom! That's the art style study, everyone! I tried my best. I don't know if I changed my style much here, but I pushed it. I tried using more textured brushes again, as in the past I used to. Played with some effects a little bit. Mostly was focusing on contrast, if anything. But yeah, these are, okay, not these, sorry. These are my notes on everything. There's a lot of notes, actually. I think the first hour of this stream was just me yapping about notes, to be honest. Yeah, things like silhouette, shape language, and leaving it unpolished, the way that they did it. Did they merge it? What type of brushes did they use? How did they organize detail? And using lasso for shape language and things, keeping it sharp. What do they need to keep sharp? What do they not need to keep sharp? That type of stuff. And then we came up with this in 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie, I was frustrated as heck making this. Put up that meme from, like, what is it, the British Bake Off, like, how to break down? Bon appetit! So, this was intended to be a shorter stream. Also, YouTube apparently did not like the stream. So, sorry YouTube. Did my best. Not YouTube viewership, but I mean YouTube, the platform. It flagged something, so I'm gonna go figure that out. But if you enjoyed watching, thank you. If you learned something, awesome, so did I. And I hope everyone doesn't get sick like I did. Alright. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back on Monday, I hope. Provided I don't still have a cold. Until then, bye-bye!